have a son with disabilities. He's on the autism spectrum, and I thought that that would help me be prepared to really be a leader in special needs ministry, that I would be able to manage teams and help people administratively in the ministry. When I took the ministry over, there was a lot more to it than that, and I didn't even really know where to begin. I know my son really well, but that's different than knowing all types of disabilities and all of the needs that come along with that. So I really needed some help, and I wasn't even sure where to begin. My church did not have a lot of resources. There were several family members that had kids that had special needs, but that's different even then. They were all in the same boat I was in, of they knew their kiddo. They didn't know the range of disabilities. They didn't even necessarily know how other people were treating the same types of disabilities, or how to handle different types of needs that were special that maybe their kids didn't experience. Came out, sat down with me during the week in preparation for the following Sunday. One of the phrases that I've picked up along the way that I didn't know then is that Sunday's coming. Whether you're ready or not, every Sunday it's going to be here. So I was thrilled that Aaron was willing to come out, sit down with me, and step me through. I just laid out all of the problems I was having and not knowing which direction to go, how to even get started. Aaron just helped me systematically slice off each of those, and he's really a ministry consultant, which I had never even heard of before, and expected there to be some large bill attached or some substantial investment. Was shocked that this is just his ministry. This is what he does. Goes around and helps people that are beginning a ministry, for people with disabilities, or people that have an established ministry but just need direction or connection to other people that are facing the same challenges that they are. And of course I ran this up the flagpole at my church to several of the other pastors and administrators, and they were all fully bought in. They were able to go learn about Mark II from his website. He was willing to sit down and meet with them and help me integrate our ministry into all of their ministries, and really make it sort of a church-wide experience where at least everyone knew about our ministry. Everyone was aware of the programs that we had and the types of people that we helped, so that really from the minute you walk in our door on Sunday morning, the greeters, the people that help you establish first contact with the church and get your foot in the door and get plugged in and connected, those people know about our ministry and can easily, quickly divert you the right direction, help get the right people involved, and really make it, again, that whole church involvement. I had no idea how to do that. And Aaron had several strategies that just laid it out for me step by step, very simple, very actionable, easy to do. And that was critical, especially at that time. I was overwhelmed with, I had children that I needed to follow up with during the week. I had a couple in the hospital at that time. I had parents that were confused, that were lost. You'll find with disability ministry, it's very common. I talk to people every few weeks that have never been able to worship together, husband and wife, because they have a child with significant disability. And so mom stays home with the kiddo while dad goes to service. Next week they'll switch. And trying to reach these parents and really bring them into the fold and explain to them that we have this well-run, documented process that we follow on Sunday morning, that they can come and observe, they can watch how it happens, even how I communicate with parents. Being able to meet their needs and explain to them the problems that we typically see and face, and help them just feel at ease coming to our church. Aaron was able to help me package all of those things up and make a repeatable, dependable process that I could then spread throughout my leadership team. Now it's not just me doing disability ministry. I have an entire leadership team underneath me that helps to support me and helps to keep the ball moving forward. And I credit Aaron with a lot of that. His ideas, his techniques for training all of our volunteers, for recruiting the right volunteers, how to do a shout out in a way that gets the right people raising their hand and coming back to your ministry, and then making some of those tough decisions about how and when to extend support, how and when to do training, how to have difficult conversations with people that maybe just aren't getting it, that aren't understanding what needs to happen in your ministry. Trying to draw from my own experience, that's not something that I've had to do before. We're an entirely volunteer run and led ministry, and trying to find the best way to have those conversations and still keep people plugged in and involved, it's not something that I excel at, but it is definitely something that Aaron has perfected. And just being able to draw on his experience and use him as a resource. There's nothing that makes me as a leader feel more confident than having a lifeline. I feel like I can, anytime I want, I can pick up the phone and phone a friend. You know, I can reach out and say, I have this problem. I have never seen a kiddo with this type of disability. I've never seen a parent react this way to a certain program. I've never seen this kind of challenge on Sunday morning with the way these two kiddos interact or the way a volunteer and a kiddo interact. And to pick up the phone and call somebody and just have Aaron say, oh, yeah, you know, I talked to 3 people last week who are dealing with that. Here's what we've come up with together. And then be able to talk to him and report back and tell how it went at our church and what our experience was like. And know that that's helping other people as well. That's priceless. And there's not another resource in Indiana. It's discouraging sometimes at the amount of work ahead of us in Indiana to be really a resource for others, to really have disability done correctly. I don't want our church to be the only place where that's happening. I want people to have the exact same freedom to choose a church that the rest of us have. And Mark II is really paving the way for that to happen. It's not about helping one program be successful. It's about starting and launching an entire wave of programs with a wave of options and choices, regardless of strict denomination or strict location, but being able to help everyone in Indiana, the 19% of people in the state of Indiana that have these issues, these challenges that are keeping them away from church, from God, people that are struggling and hurting, having a place, a home where they can plug in and get with like-minded believers. It starts from being accepting of their entire family, being able to pull them in and plug them in to the body of Christ. And that's what Mark II does. That's what they've done for us at my church. That's what he's trying to do for all churches in Indiana.